One other question I got from other Kodadoji champion.
Oh,
Because they're very interested but cannot access to Tokyo. So he said is in the high school in the United States he had they often use a tablet, iPad or the Android tablet, but he had it's done so be inefficient.
Yeah.
So do you think that is true? That is the one question.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really dumb. I don't know why schools in America do this. Yeah, a lot of schools in America either don't have technology in the classroom, like you don't have a laptop or anything like that, or if you do, you have an iPad or you have an Android tablet or equivalent. Apple, and I don't know who's done it on the Android side, but Apple had a big initiative a few years ago to try to get schools to sign up and buy iPads for students. But the only problem is that iPads are not great for programming, but it's just what schools have. So a lot of people have built curriculums to teach people to code on iPads, but like imagine trying to learn how to code and get really good at it without ever being able to open a terminal. And that's what's happening right now. So what happens is the understanding tends to be very surface level. I'm a really big believer in teaching people in a hackable way, where if they start asking why or how, like why does this work the way that it does? How does it work? Like really like give me the details. They should be able to figure that out and tinker with an experiment. And you can't really do that on iPads, which is really unfortunate. On top of this, a lot of students get iPads without external keyboards. So they have to type on the screen, and like there are some keys that are just really hard to type on an iPad. For example, like a curly brace is like a pain to type on an iPad. So what happens is you have students that will use it in the classroom, but then when they go home, they just won't experiment at all. And I think part of the reason why they don't play with it at all at home is because like it's hard to type the curly brace, and it's like really annoying. Where on a regular keyboard, it's totally easy. Yeah. That's yeah, it's kind of wild. I was part of, the high school I went to was part of LAUSD, which is Los Angeles' school district, and they were one of the first school districts in the country to pilot the iPad program. And like firsthand you see this too, right? Like you're on like a lockdown Wi-Fi network, you're on an iPad where you can't install apps on your own, you can only use what they give you, and you like try to experiment, and it's like it sucks, like you can't write at all. They really didn't think of the user experience. And what ended up happening was a couple years after that, it turns out that there was like some sort of corruption that was happening at the high level where they agreed to the contract when it really didn't make sense, and they paid way more than they should have to get the iPads. So kind of an interesting situation.
Nice. I think I'm translated into Japanese, and then I will pass that information.
Oh, great. Okay.
The question is was coming from the high school teacher in Japan.
Oh, no way.
So he is really teaching in the high school, but he also interested in the high school in the USA. That's the background of the question.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah, I'm happy to share anything about the American education system too, if there's like any more questions. Like I don't know if there are clubs here in Japan, but clubs are really big in American high schools, and like you kind of need to go to them to go to college. I also don't know how the college admissions process works here in Japan, but in the US it's I know it's different than it is in other countries. Like you don't take a test to get into college. It's like a really complex application, like where you need to fill out like essay answers, and like you need to show that you're a well-rounded individual. So students are constantly asking the question, how do I distinguish myself? How do I be different? And one of the challenges that we have in America, especially with Hack Club, is how do we get people who show up to Hack Clubs actually want to be there instead of just being there for college? And our answer is that we've made it really hard to be part of a Hack Club. Not like hard to join, but it's very time intensive if you want to be a member, where you have to give like 5 hours a week, where most clubs might be 1 hour a month. But that's kind of like an interesting social problem that we face, because the American process is not very holistic. It's like people will like hire people to write their essays for them. Yeah.